Hey there, this is Eli Delaney with MyBusinessMarketingMentor.com and MarketingMentorTraining.com, and I got another video for you. This one we're going to talk about 3 tips to networking and increase your sales. Alright, whether you run an online business or an offline traditional business, you should be networking in your business to get your name out there. Networking is one of the most powerful things that you can actually do. And most business owners, or most small business owners, do some form of networking in their business. Everything from local chamber mixers to going to seminars, and everything in between can all be used at places to make connections and actually increase your sales. That's what the kind of the goal behind it is, obviously. But some people don't realize how powerful this can really be and come at networking with the wrong mindset from the beginning. And that's where most people actually go wrong. It's all about making connections and building relationships with the people you meet at these events, not about peddling your products to anyone who will listen. That's what you need to think about. It's not about just selling your product. It's about building the connections, the relationships, getting to know people. That's what the goal is behind networking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips that have worked for me for years on how to make the best of your networking and is sure to increase your sales from these events. It's pretty much a done deal. It's very easy to follow. So tip number 1 is be prepared. You should always walk into every event with a bunch of cards, with a good stack of cards, and trust me in the fact that if you think that you have enough cards, go pick up another stack and double how many you have, just in case, to make sure. Because you never want to run out of cards. This is a must. And it still amazes me how many people don't bring business cards with them to a networking event. If you are in business or you're in sales, you must have your business cards with you at all times. You never know when you're going to get a chance to actually make a sale or just make that connection with somebody. And at least once in almost every mixer that I go to, someone either just ran out of cards because they only brought like 10 cards with them to a mixer that has 30, 40 people there, or they just didn't bring cards with them at all. You just got to make sure that you always have them with you. This is just critical. I mean, how am I supposed to call you the next day if I don't have your information? Plain and simple, I can't. Now, I want you to think from the mind of the customer or the prospect, the person that you meet at another networking event. If they really have to search for your information, do you think that they're really going to chase you down to give you their money? Nope, pretty much. They're going to find whoever's convenient, whoever makes it easy for them to get a hold of them. That's who they're going to go to. So if you don't have your business cards with you and you don't have a way for them to be able to contact you, you just lost it there. Now, tip number 2, don't be that guy. And I know if you do any networking, I guarantee you've met that guy. We all know that guy. Now, this is the guy that comes up to you, introduces himself, and then goes right into his carefully prepared pitch on how awesome his products are. All right, this is the guy that's there, that he's there for the kill, nothing else. He doesn't even ask your name most of the time. His only goal is to make a sale right then and there. He's in for the kill, not to build a relationship. Now, you need to think about networking as the concept of hunting versus farming. The hunters go in for the kill. That's their whole purpose. The farmers are there to build the relationships, and they know that they're not going to get a sale right then and there, although they might. That is always a possibility still, but that's not their goal. Their goal is to start tending the fields, to start getting things prepared for a longer lasting relationship that is going to be fruitful for years. That's the difference. That's what you really want to go for here. The funny thing about these guys is that as soon as you start talking about yourself, they usually are done. They don't want to listen about you, and he's gone off to the next person. Okay? I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure you've probably met somebody like that. If you're like that, stop and think about how you talk to people, because if you're that guy, you're burning bridges right then and there. You want to build a relationship with who you meet. That's really the goal behind this. Ask more questions about them and their business than talking about your own business. People like to talk about themselves, and we know that I like to talk about what I do, and I know that you do too. But what you need to do is you need to ask questions about with the person that you're talking to get to know more about them. Let them talk about them. And remember, it's a two-way street, because if you actually spend more time talking about them and asking them questions, they're more likely to open up and be open to listening to you when it's your turn. Never go for the sale at the mixer or a networking event. You're not trying to sell somebody right then and there. Maybe if you've got a display booth at a trade show, but never in a networking event type of scenario. all you're doing there is building relationships with people, getting to know them, and see if it's somebody that might be a good partner, whether that be a customer or a referral partner or something like that. You want to get to know them and make them feel comfortable first. That's really the key behind all of this. And when then what you do is you call them the next day and set up a one-on-one meeting with them over coffee or lunch or something like that. That's when you can go into more detail with them, because that's when it's going to be one-on-one and you've got more time available. Now, tip number 3 is the follow-up. This is really the key, the most important thing. Once you leave the event and get the cards of the people that you've met into your system as quickly as possible. Get a system in process and send them an email or give them a call. And I really do suggest actually doing this the next day. A couple days later, it might be a little bit too much. You want to call them as soon after the event as you can, while they still remember you. That's really the key. Most people meet a lot of people at these events, and just like you, and they're going to have a hard time remembering if you don't do it right away. Okay, so there you have it. My top 3 tips for networking and increasing your sales. This really isn't as difficult. If you keep these steps in mind, you'll make some great connections each time you're out at a networking event. That's the whole goal. The more connections and relationships you have, the more sales you're going to get, just because you've got those relationships there. Now, if you like this presentation and want to learn more, one of the things we have, because I did recommend using email marketing, is one of my reports that I've got. And I want you to discover the top 10 mistakes that most businesses make when using email marketing and how you can avoid them. I'm going to show you how to get your emails opened and keep them out of the junk folder. Now, this report is free. This is something I wrote. I wanted to get it out there and share it with people. So you can claim your free report today at marketingmentortraining.com/top-10-mistakes. And get your emails open and read. The whole thing behind that, if you're going to use email marketing in your business, which I highly recommend you do, is you want to make sure that you're doing it right. Make sure you're staying out of this junk box. Make sure that people are not irritated by your emails. And this report will help share that information for you and teach you how to actually get out there and do it right. All right, so once again, that web address is marketingmentortraining.com/top-10-mistakes. Go sign up, go claim your free report today. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Get out there, have fun, and make it an awesome day.